These ruins, buried beneath soil and vine, were a mystery to the Kras. Their advanced past had faded into myth, replaced by a simpler existence. Yet the elders' whispers carried a warning: to tread upon the forbidden grounds was to invite the wrath of the ancients. Despite their fears, the Kras relied on the ruins for survival. The forbidden grounds held precious metals, copper, iron, and rare alloys, salvaged from the wreckage of their ancestors' cities. Only the village shaman, chosen for their spiritual strength, dared to venture into these haunted places. Before each journey, the shaman performed a solemn ritual, coating their body in thick, river clay mud to shield against the spirit's malice. They had to return before the mud dried, lest the protection fail. Navigating the ruins' treacherous terrain, the shaman moved with care, wary of radioactive scars left by the ancient war. They gathered fragments of metal, their hands trembling as they brushed against crumbling structures etched with faded symbols. Back in the village, the salvaged materials underwent a sacred cleansing. Submerged in a solution of crushed herbs and spring water, believed to purge both spiritual and physical taint, the metals were purified. Only then could they be forged into tools, weapons, and ornaments, each piece a testament to the Kras' resilience and their uneasy reverence for a past they no longer understood. In a village nestled high in the canopy, Ayatu, daughter of Chief Bray, stood apart. While other children played among the vines or tended to communal tasks, Ayatu sought solitude. Her sharp black eyes, framed by cascading dark blue hair, scanned the jungle with a restless curiosity. She moved through the trees with a hunter's grace, her bow, crafted from the heartwood of an ironvine tree, always at her side. Ayatu hunted not for survival but for the thrill of it, her heart racing with each pursuit. Her boldness earned the villagers' admiration, but her reckless ventures near the forbidden ground sparked unease. The elders warned of the ruins' curse, yet Ayatu felt drawn to them, as if their silent stones whispered secrets meant for her alone. At night, she dreamed of gleaming spires and strange machines, visions she could neither explain nor ignore. Bray watched his daughter with a mix of pride and worry. As chief, he valued her strength, but her defiance tested his patience. "The jungle is your home, Ayatu," he'd say, "but it demands respect, not conquest." She would nod, her eyes distant, already longing for the next adventure. At dawn, before the village stirred, Ayatu slipped from her hammock, her bow slung over her shoulder and a quiver of arrows at her back. Today, she sought to prove herself by facing the jungle's deadliest predator, the Shealok. A creature of nightmares, the Shealok prowled with 6 scaled legs, each tipped with razor claws. Its sinuous body, cloaked in oil-slick scales, gleamed in the sunlight, and its serpentine head bore glowing yellow eyes and fangs that could crush bone. Few spoke its name, and fewer still dared to hunt it. Ayatu moved through the jungle with silent precision, her steps muffled on the damp earth. The forest thrummed with life, birdsong, rustling leaves, the hum of insects, but her senses were attuned to the Shealok's low, rumbling growl, like thunder before a storm. Hours passed before a sharp, metallic scent stung her nose. She crouched, heart pounding, and followed the trail to a clearing. There, bathed in dappled light, the Shealok slept beneath a gnarled tree, its coiled body a spring ready to snap. Ayatu's breath hitched, but her resolve held firm. She nocked an arrow, her bowstring taut, and aimed. The Shealok's eyes snapped open, locking onto her. Time froze. With a deafening roar, it lunged, sensing the heat radiating from her body. Ayatu rolled aside, its jaws snapping inches from her. A claw grazed her leg, drawing blood, but adrenaline dulled the pain. Her first arrow glanced off its scales, skittering into the undergrowth. Undaunted, she scaled a tree in a fluid leap, her movements as swift as the beast below. From her perch, Ayatu studied the Shealok, noting its eyes as its only vulnerability. She drew another arrow, steadied her breath, and fired. The shot struck true, piercing its left eye. The creature howled, thrashing in agony. Ayatu dropped to the ground, firing arrow after arrow into its weak points. At last, with a final, guttural cry, the Shealok collapsed, its colorless blood pooling on the jungle floor. Ayatu approached warily, her bow still drawn. She touched its scaled flank, feeling the fading warmth of its life. Triumph surged through her, she had slain the jungle's terror. Only then did she notice the blood trickling down her leg. As a trophy, she claimed the Shealok's claws and prized fangs, her heart alight with victory. Ayatu returned to the village at dusk, the Shealok's jaws slung over her shoulder. The villagers gasped, children crowding around with wide-eyed wonder, while elders exchanged hushed murmurs. Few warriors had ever felled a Shealok. Bray stood at the heart of the gathering, his broad frame casting a long shadow. His eyes, sharp beneath graying fur, flickered with pride and anger. "Ayatu," he said, his voice carrying over the crowd, "you have done what few dare. Your strength honors us." Ayatu grinned, expecting praise, but Bray's face hardened. "Yet this," he said, pointing to the jaws, "is reckless. You risked your life for what? Glory? To prove a point?" "I hunted because I could," Ayatu shot back, her tone defiant. "Because I'm not afraid." Bray stepped closer, towering over her. "Bravery without wisdom is a path to ruin. I know your strength, Ayatu, but I will not lose you to pride. You are my daughter, meant for more than a hunter's grave." Ayatu's defiance wavered under his gaze. She lowered her eyes, fists clenched. Bray sighed, resting a heavy hand on her shoulder. "Promise me," he said, softer now. "No more Shealok hunts. From this day, they are forbidden." Torn between her love for her father and her yearning for freedom, Ayatu hesitated. "It's not fair," she murmured, but nodded reluctantly. That night, in her hammock, Ayatu lay awake, Bray's words echoing in her mind. She understood his fear, his love for her, but the jungle's call was stronger. The thrill of the hunt, the mystery of the forbidden grounds, stirred her soul. The Shealok's blood on her hands was a promise of more victories to come. As the twin suns rose, their light filtering through the canopy, Ayatu made a silent vow. She would not stop. The jungle was her freedom, her truth, and she would claim it, no matter the cost.